Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream Park on this beautiful Saturday. We've got clear skies, a little chilly temperature, Brian, but all is well because we've got so much going on. I don't even know where to start, but I'm Samantha. This is Brian, as you can see.
I was looking for the tarpon
down
in
there.
the infield.
Oh,
lake.
yeah. No fish jumping in the pond, but what an exciting day we have today.
What an exciting day it was yesterday,
Yeah.
for that matter. White Abaria, we'll get into it, returns. Steel Sunshine as well.
Yep.
Gets back to the winner's circle, and, of course, it's the last Saturday of the Sunshine meet.
Yeah.
Jockey's title still wide open. The Rainbow Six going to pay out tomorrow, but big number today. Hey, thanks you to everybody in the late pick 5 yesterday. Over $700,000 they put into that total, but over $650 in new money into that pool. We appreciate everybody for firing. And it'll be a big day today as well, that Rainbow Six, race number 6, $250,000, $250,000 up for grabs, and it'll be over that for sure.
A really tough sequence as well. And then,
yeah.
of course, hit or not today, tomorrow, mandatory. It'll pay out.
Big number tomorrow.
Big number tomorrow. What a really tough sequence. We've got videos out there, and we'll talk more about it until your ears bleed. But I think that it'll be a comfortable pool tomorrow.
I had to shave down my ticket to get to 252. It's that kind of
I agree.
sequence.
Yeah, I agree.
Difficult to be sure. Videos, tickets, all that stuff will be out, and looking very forward to that tomorrow.
Yep, but front and center here, the early pick 5 kicks off in race number 1. They put $170,000 in it yesterday.
Yeah, big number yesterday.
Big number,
so.
and as always, Brian's got the ticket.
Yeah, $36 for me, and I have a single at the end, and we'll get to that in a second. Race number 2. The 7 on top for me, that is Billy the Greek at a short number, but I'm going too deep in there. Race number 3, big scratch of the 1, Matty Gall, biggest scratch of the day, but I always had the 5 on top, Iron Hand. In race number 4, the top pick is the 5, and that is 1 of 1 for Dave Brady, who's the barn has quietly been doing some good things. And then you can see the single in race number 5, and that is my best bet. I don't know if it's a bold one or not because IRAD is aboard, but wider than a mile. Key outside post today, and we'll show you why I think that's key, at least in race number 5 with the video, because she didn't like being down inside last time. That was very evident.
Yep, no kidding. And good ticket there. I like that. I like the anchor at the end. But race 1, not a lot of scratches to report about, but one that is not showing up yet on the tote. The number 8 Egyptian Quest is out of race number 1.
That's confirmed,
yep,
right?
It's confirmed. Other than that, the 7 on top for you, which I don't have anywhere. Seeking to Collect.
Paco. We love Sammy Camacho. There's nothing wrong with Sammy, that's for sure. What a good meet he has had, waiting for Tampa to get rolling. I think they open Wednesday, but Paco's going to get aboard. We're going to be on the front, and we're going to hope to see it out today. That's all. Gary Jackson, another guy, quietly having a very, very good year as we come to a close, sooner than later here in 2024. Gary's done some good stuff kind of under the radar.
I'm glad you have Masked Man in the mix, too, because I think this is an interesting newcomer from the Kent Sweezy barn who he summers at the Jersey Shore, then he comes back down here, and he kind of sprinkles some horses in. I think he's got one at Churchill today. This is kind of all over the place, but he claimed this horse from Greg Sacco. You want to talk about a Jersey guy, him and Anthony Marcotta are it, but claims off Greg Sacco, and now the horse is in for 12.5.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I think it's just,
not at all.
You got to make money.
Yeah, good to see Anthony back here yesterday. Speaking of championship meet and one of the dapper guys, he was it for sure. Kent does a good job, and Kent is a sharp guy. This is a sharp outfit. The drop doesn't worry me in the least. If they get a W and they get claimed, who cares? We're down the road. We get out. And then some. This is a very, very, to me, very live horse here in the opener.
Praiseworthy is what he is. I mean, maybe the 22nd
Well,
time
you know what they
is
say,
a
the
charm.
22nd time.
That's what, when I woke up today, that's exactly what I said to myself, too.
Right.
Yep.
There you go.
Race number 2, it's a mile and 70 yards, a claiming $25,000 event. These are for 3-year-olds or 4 and up, which have never won 2 races. I have got the early pick 4 ticket. We'll take a quick look at it here. I don't really have a lot of stronger opinions early on, except in race number 3. It's a $16 play for me. That's my best bet in race 3, the number 8, Helicon. I'll lose a little bit of value, even more so now with the scratch. Race 4, throw a dart at it, but I've got the 7 on top. That's Madness. I think it's a speedy race. And in race number 5, I double scratch into the 10, wider than a mile. I don't like that. I added a couple others in my ticket as well, but $16 in the ticket for me. But race number 2, another one that all these horses are kind of they're seemingly stuck in neutral. I thought for sure you would have the 4 on top, but the 7, Billy the Greek, on top for you. Just exactas reverse.
Yeah. Is this the last time you'll have a early pick 4 for a while because the old pick 3?
Yeah. Well, tomorrow will be my last day.
Oh, tomorrow. Yeah. Then we turf racing championship meet on Thursday.
Yeah, the
Can't remind you
turf
enough.
Pick 3. Yep.
That's back. $3 minimum, 15% takeout. We like that.
Yeah.
And average pool size was over $70,000 during the championship
Such a
meet
great
last
bet.
year.
Yeah.
As good a bet as we offer here. Billy the Greek's supposed to win, right? We can show you the replay.
Yeah.
This is the last time that he was on Tapeta. This was better than these horses. There's nothing to show here other than a horse that absolutely inhales Jade's way, who ran well, and he does keep second. But this horse is just, it's Safi, it's Ken Ramsey, it's Edgard, and Edgard is trying to wrestle a jockey's title away from Edwin Gonzalez. That's a fun for the last few days. I'm certainly not going to advocate you betting this horse at 6-5, at least on the morning line, but he's a he's a likely winner.
He is, and he's over 4 on the grass. So, but this seems like to be his surface. The 4, Foxtrot Harry. You look back at his last one. Hey, it was on the Tapeta as well, a maiden special weight in May. He's jumped around a little bit since then, but I like him way better on the Tapeta than the grass.
Yeah, the only thing that bugs me, and I love these guys, Sandino and Amity Racing. These guys are so sharp. The thing that bugged me, and it's the reason I didn't put him on top, he can run on turf.
Yeah.
And he was dreadful.
He was
last time. He was awful. So
that's
what
maybe
bugged
I've seen
me.
his better days.
Yeah.
The 3 Rimerton you've got in the mix. He's coming back in 13 days. I did the maths on that, by the way.
You did?
I did.
Who did it? Yourself?
Myself, yep.
Well,
It was an okay, easy one. But comes off a maiden victory win. Now, did the light bulb finally come on? I mean, I like the fact this is a situation where I like that they're bringing him back quick.
I guess. He's fine. But Roddy's going to run him back quickly. I get it. The race is right in front of him. He was a lifetime loser. He finally broke through last time. These 2 horses that we have in front of him are much better.
I agree.
Right?
Yep. Race 3. It is 6.5 furlongs on that fast main track. First main track race of the day. State-bred 2-year-old maidens. And the number 1, Maddie Goal, is out. It's still a full field of 8. And the 5, Iron Hand for you. Coming off a little bit of a layoff.
Yeah, I got the Jose Exacta here, Iron Hand and Helicon. You like the Helicon. I don't know. I just feel like Iron Hand's better than this field. The race we're going to show you in a second, I think Matty Gull was the only horse you want out of that race, and he's now out of this race. So Iron Hand is quote-unquote fast on paper. Nobody else in here is at all, and Edwin knows him. Edwin's fighting for a jockey's title, too. It's kind of an auto default pick. You got to talk me onto your horse because – boy, he was not good, and he is slow.
So I agree. This race was a puzzle to me. So when you go on XBTV and you watch these breezes in the morning, Helicon worked by himself. I think maybe two works ago recently, and it was not very good. He just honestly looked like he was lollygagging out there. He was being a boy out there, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't really want to play him. Then a couple works back, he worked with Iron Hand. When he's got a horse with him, he digs down a lot more, and he looked a lot better. He's just more of a strapping horse than Iron Hand. Iron Hand is they're the same sire, but I just think the congrats dam on the Helicon just kind of gets some bigness, or not bigness, just like robustness to him. And I like the outside post position.
Yeah, it's better to be outside for him today, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I still think it's a little bit of a stab. We've got the replay of Lawler and Sneaky.
Everybody, Elliott House.
Yeah, everybody's here. I watched this 2 different times. I didn't know really what to make of. any of these,
no,
honestly.
I agree. There's really nothing going on here. And now Matty Gall, who's the horse we wanted to kind of highlight here, is out of this race. That's Nick Palmer swooping, right? He's in the stakes tomorrow, I think, the winner, right? Nothing subtle. He's in the race tomorrow. So food for thought. Maybe we get a live one out of this race for tomorrow. But none of these other horses, like, Lawler, I guess if you want to say he ran okay. He's kind of doing the dirty work out there. But I don't know. Lawler's now run 5 times. He hasn't broken through. The big race was 2 back. And I don't know if he's getting back to it, quite honestly. Right. And this was a very, very slow race, even for that level, even for this level. And that when you talk about slow races, what happens is anybody out of that race runs the risk of, if somebody fires a big shot today, you're not gonna win.
No. I think we've got the right. I think you can get out of this race with the Jose.
Yeah. Ronnie's long shot, I believe, is a 7 riding a Dream, who is somewhat sort of interesting. 2 open company maiden wins, a very key race. Last one, we'll get Ronnie out here to give you the technical term, but I think it was a super key race. He's not impossible.
No, this race, there's nothing that's completely impossible here. So, race 4, 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. It's a $16,000 claiming event for fillies 3-year-olds or fillies and mares 4 and up, which have never won 3 races. We've got a field of 10, the 11 scratches, and the number 10 will be ridden by Edgar Perez. He will carry 122 pounds. So Elijah Greenidge off, Edgar Perez aboard. We got Gabe Pruitt upstairs. He will give you the rundown of that. But the 5, 1 of 1 on top for you. This was my 5th horse.
Okay, so he's in the mix, right? She. 39, 26, 26 to 1 in the last 3 starts. I don't know what they're going to do with her today because this is a huge class drop. We don't want to get involved in speed figures on the Tapeta, but that was a very fast race, regardless if you're using the sheets or the buyers. This drop has got to be a big deal for her today, in for 16. Yeah,
it really has to be. If it's not, then I don't know which way she's going. But sometimes when I say this a lot, they get beat up a little bit at this level. It's hard to come back to them. To me, the pace of this race was important on how I picked, because there's a lot of speed up front. And the number 7, Madness, I don't think she's that great. I think that she, from the beginning, even when we saw her earlier this year in the championship meet, if she's leggy, she needs as much ground as she can get. But I think she's going to be closing fast. And what I like about Drayden Van Dyke is he's very good at timing up these races for horses specifically like her.
Well, he won a Breeders' Cup sprint race because of that, for
sure.
I tried to make this horse. I got her in 4th. I tried to make her. I had her initially priced at 12. I don't know if they're going to bet her or not. She's 15 on the line. She's got no form of late to speak of, but on her day, she's okay. And I think you're right. They should hit pretty hard up front in here. Yeah,
because originally the number 4 in the end, I think, is a very intriguing horse. The way that she won not too long ago. I'm not going to do the maths on that, but it was November 8th. But she that's a nice little recency edge, but I just don't think she'll be alone up there.
No, Paco put her on the lead, but you're right. They went, the Tapeta is hard. It was so slow that day, right? I mean, she makes the front in 46. We see horses like this go 44 and change.
Right, it was weird.
Make the front. Paco's going to have her in front. I like what Kent's doing here. He's doubling up. 8 to 16 is a legitimate class rise on the Tapeta. These are tough races, and he's confident enough to run her in this spot. So we'll see what we get. You won't have to look hard to find her. The question is, how much traffic is she going to have with her on the front end?
Race number 5, it's a 12-5 maiden claiming race. These are for 2-year-old fillies, 7 furlongs on the main track. The 2 Samsara is out, the 3 Granca is out, and I said, did you always have the 10 on top? I double scratched.
She's my best bet of the day.
Okay, good for you. This is an Antonio Sano kind of race, and you get Irad here. Take it away.
Yeah, and we lose 40 points on your morning line, so she's 3 to 1 now, 8-7, 8 to 5.
They're gonna bet her.
Unfortunately, let's bring it up the replay, guys. Watch what's going on here. last time. I mentioned it earlier. She wants nothing to do with, look how rank in fighting she is, okay? She hates it down in there. She doesn't want to be down inside. She doesn't like breeze through time to her outside, kind of, nagging her, being tight on her. She's just absolutely throwing the race away here. And honestly, we're not going to run it all out, but she was fifth, beating 5.5 lengths here. That's kind of sort of remarkable because they're going 7.5, and the fact that she wasn't just calling it a day off the far turn, I got to give her credit for that.
You have to.
She's no great shakes at all, but who's aboard now? We get IRAD. The post works a lot better than it did last time, and, well, unfortunately, we'll call them her two main rivals are out, and 3-1 is going to turn into 7 or 8-5, but it is what it is.
This is a really tough race if you're not going to take a stand with a horse like.
Yeah, you could use them all.
You really could, because I don't know what the other Antonio Sano horse is going to do. The number one you've got in second. I don't know. This horse caught a sloppy track, on debut, and, do you excuse that? But now she's got the rail. But look at this statistic here for Antonio Sano.
Yeah, and Antonio won a race yesterday. He spiced up that late pick 5 with the win yesterday, and now he's putting wins together, and we knew it was coming sooner rather than later, so that's always good to see. One of our favorites around here and one of the good guys, and that's a big time stat because he's a 12-13% kind of guy.
Exactly, so definitely pay attention to that. Maybe take a stand or toss and go with everybody else.
I don't know what to make of the one. And Victor Barboza doesn't win on debut, so she's supposed to run better today. But she was also 7-2 last time and didn't fire. And I don't know what we're going to get today. If dry land, if nothing else, we'll see what goes on there.
Yep. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we've got Ron's Rainbow Six, a couple of stake races to talk about, so don't go away.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Of course, we've got the legend Ron Nicoletti joining us throughout the day, and he has got that Rainbow Six ticket that starts off with race number 6 today on this 11-race card in the juvenile sprint for state breds. Very exciting race. We'll see what Ron did in his Rainbow Six, and don't forget tomorrow it is that mandatory payout. 86-40. This is doubling up for Mr. Nicoletti. Brian, take it away.
Wow, that is exactly doubling up.
Yeah.
You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't. I just guessed.
Okay, you guessed.
Yeah.
Wow, big number for Ronnie. And he's going to go 3 deep at the start. You can see his single there in race number 9. Let's see who that is. Spites per Comete and 5-1 on the morning line. That is a good, bold single because that is a wide open race in race number 9, and then he's got a 4x3 late double. The stakes today, which is the near and dear to your heart, the Extravagant Kid. He's going 4 deep in there, and it's a difficult race. And then the finale on the Tapeta, 3 deep in there, and he's got I think they're the 3 logical horses. We'll actually show you a replay, and they're the exact same 3 I have as well. 86-40 for Ron. Big number as we mandatory day tomorrow. A lot of excitement too.
Very, very
closing
exciting.
Day.
Yeah, closing day of the Sunshine Meet. But what a good race this is here. Don't let the field size fool you of just 6, because these 2-year-olds are very exciting state breds that we've got. 6.5 furlongs is the distance, and the 5 for you, Big Paradise.
No, nothing subtle is in here today. Excuse me. So
yeah.
check that race out earlier and maybe get a little gauge because he's the one that won that race on October 26th for Nick Palmer. Short number on Big Paradise. He's supposed to win, right? I don't know anybody in this field that's going to come within 11 lengths of rated by merit. He
True.
ran, that was a really, as all rated by merits races are, have been wildly fast. The post is perfect. He won on debut today. There is certainly no rated by merits in here.
No.
I couldn't, it's twofold. I couldn't come up with another horse, and he just looks better than this group to me.
The one, Aegon Targaryen, technically did not cross the finish line first.
But he was going to win.
But he was going to win. This horse had a crazy turn of foot and did it kind of greenly as well, which was very impressive. You look at this horse's breezes before he left to go to Tampa, which Gerald Bennett did. That's where he goes for the winter time. This horse breezes beautifully on the dirt. I don't like the post position at all, but I think this horse is really quite talented.
The reason I put him underneath, and the same thing with Nothing Subtle as well, the flow of this race is pretty fast, and I think Big Paradise will win this race, but I also think Big Paradise will fry everybody else that's around him, and that flatters your pick, the 1, and it flatters the 2, Nothing Subtle, because both of them will come off the pace, and they will pass horses in the lane.
Talk to me about Most Handsome, and we can look at the replay.
Yep.
The only horse in the field that's unblemished.
Well, he's a 2-time winner. It's a big deal.
Huge deal.
He did. I have to give him credit. He did not have to win this race at all. And I know you look on paper and you say, well, he was 2.5 lengths clear in mid-stretch and he almost blew the race. Okay, that's fine. But the horse that he dueled with for basically 4 furlongs finished 7th. Okay, this race fell apart and he gutted it out. The horses that run 2nd and 3rd behind him tripped out beautifully. And he answered the bell, facing winners for the first time, off a good-looking maiden win. He doesn't necessarily have to be on the lead. He's obviously unproven on the main track. I didn't pick him in this spot. I put him down, but I wanted to give him credit because he ran very, very well. That was a stakes race, by the way, too. Open company stakes
Exactly.
race, too.
He's a talented horse, but my worry with him is 2 times on the Tapeta, he's never actually got hit with dirt in the face. So, of course, morning workouts, but that's just a whole different ball game. So that's what worries me about him. And look at this stat here for Ron Spatz, Tapeta to dirt.
Yeah, you know, Ronnie's a sharp guy. It's not the most flattering stat, to be perfectly honest with you. 3 for 30. Just 10%, and the horses are not even finishing in the money half the time. So we'll see what we get. I was against him more because of the flow of the race than anything else. He might have to suss this out as the inside speed like he just did. The problem today is Big Paradise has lopped on him from the outside, and that's going to be an issue late.
A very, very competitive juvenile sprint for Statebreds kick off this pick 6. Now, race number 7 kicks off the late pick 5. I have got the ticket here, and this was a tough sequence. It's $60 for me. I'm singling here. We'll get into it. Race number 8, just too deep, but the 7 on top for me. That is American, of course. Race number 9, I'm spreading. I do have the 9 on top. That is Mobu. Race number 10. The 7 on top for me, that is Okiro. Oh, I love this horse. I'm excited for this one today. And I also have Smithwick's Spice. That's another horse that is just so cool. I can't wait to talk to you about that race. And in race number 11, I've got the 10. It's a $60 play for me. The 10's my long shot, by the way, Lomachenko. So race 7. This is a tough race as a handicapper, as a gambler, because they're 2-year-old maidens going 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta. More than half of this field has never been on the Tapeta track, so you're playing a lot of guessing. But the 3 We See You for Jack Sisterson, this is a sharp filly here.
And she has been on an all-weather surface over at Kempton. Jack's going to take over, going to add the blinkers today. Jack's sharp guy. Gets a lot of these horses from overseas. He's got that kind of connection, and he's going to put blinkers on. She's run on an all-weather surface over at Kempton. She hasn't been out in a while now, July 16th, but Jack's had her for a while up at Palmetto. Saw Jack bopping around here yesterday. It was good to see him. 31% from a 45-horse sample. Incomers to the barn. He knows what he's doing with these kind of horses, and I would think she's very, very live. Edwin's aboard. Edwin, we've said this from day one, Edwin Gonzalez, as good as there is riding the Tapeta.
Yep, and the See the Stars with Tapeta horses, 4 for 16, so 25%. That was of Thursday. So
Okay.
that's good to have in your pocket. The
Yep.
6 Wild and Free. She's run the same race in her last 2. She gets on the front end and then she just gives it up. But she's been breezing really nicely. She's not a very big filly. I think she'll love the Tapeta. Of course, I'll take a short number because you get Irad
Yeah.
and it's Todd Pletcher. But I do like her a lot here.
What happened last time? She was terrible. I don't know.
I don't know either. Well,
That worries
hopefully.
me a little
Well,
bit.
she came back and worked okay, so
Okay.
that's a good sign here. You've got the 1.
I like Irad Sticks, by the way. He doesn't have to ride
That's
her,
true.
you
He
know?
doesn't. Yep. The 1 Zenith for John Service. This horse has the 2-turn experience.
Yeah, and she's well drawn. She's got Paco. I know they bet her at Delaware, but it was only
Yeah.
a 6-horse field. That Delaware turf course is so wonky. But she's down inside. This is a sharp trainer. He's going to run a horse in the stakes next week.
Yeah.
As well, they pay $275. This is like, she's cut out to be a real horse.
Yep.
And I would not want to play a ticket without her today.
No, I would not.
Trouble that day as well.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a tough race. Watch the tote board too when you're playing the pick 6. Look at the wheel pace.
Yeah. How about Imaginary back here with John? Good to see. Barkley
Yes.
Tag, a homebred for John Ganeri here
Yep.
as well, the 9. So don't sleep on her either, coming out of a couple Belmont at Aqueduct turf races.
Yeah, and they were good ones
They
too,
were.
for sure. Katie Davis put on some good rides there. Now, race number 8, they're state bred fillies, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. These are fillies and mares 3 and up, optional claimers, and we do have a clean race here. And you've got your late pick 4.
I do. So we'll take a look at the ticket now. It's an $18 ticket for me. We'll spread a little bit in here. I'll tell you what, this rainbow, especially if you're not using the chalk to kick it off in the stakes today, the rainbow is mighty difficult.
It is.
You can see my single in race number 9, and that is, let me get to it, so Mobu. Okay. That's a bold single for me. Not my best bet, but it's a type of race where you could go very, very deep in. Race 10, I've got the 1 down inside of Beer Caminos and the Extravagant Kid. We'll talk about that race coming up. And in race number 11, I've got the 3, what I assume are going to be the 3 favorites, but I'll mention, you said your long shot's the 10, Lomachenko off the claim for Pete Walder, who is back going good. Good to see.
Yes, race 8. This is a tough one. I think we've got the right horses. The 4, I don't have the 4, so maybe not. Foggy Note for Ron Spatz.
This is my quote-unquote long shot. I don't know what she's going to be.
Yeah.
I initially had her 9-2. I floated her up to 6-1. She's supposed to be kind of sort of in that mix somewhere. A lot of speed in this race.
Yeah.
We'll see how the Tapeta's playing. Excuse me. She'll have to run hard to get there because she doesn't have the ideal running style, but I thought she ran pretty well last time. You Vindicate Cha-Cha, who's the 5, got loose that day and gave it up. I thought the fact that she closed from 6 that day was a pretty solid effort. The horses that were 1 too early finished 2-1 on the line, so it was a race that did not fall apart. So for her to be third, I thought was okay.
The 7, what a
Yeah.
huge jockey switch here.
Yeah, I mean, nothing. Listen, I've talked very highly of Melvis
Yeah.
Gonzalez. There's nothing wrong with him as well. So I think since he got his feet wet here after a rough go of it, he's done very, very well to kind of acclimate himself to South Florida. But we're getting Irad today. It's monumental, as you said.
Yeah, the 2 Traverse, I think just one quickly in the mix as well.
Yeah, Traverse scratch yesterday to run here. The problem with Traverse is she's going to have to see this out as the inside speed, and there's going to be a lot of gals lopped onto her outside.
Race number 9, 1 mile and 70 yards on the Tapeta track, claiming $10,000 event. It is a full field of 12. Both of us land on the 9, Mobu. First off the claim. This is a huge trainer change here.
Yeah, we get Amity and Sandino Hernandez here. We're going to come from Del Mar. Claimed her out there from Del Mar. Put her in jail for a little bit. Now she's back. Doesn't bother me at all that they claimed her for 16. She's in for 10 today. That's insignificant to me.
Yeah.
Big races that are, I know they're at Golden Gate, but big races on the Tapeta with big speed figures too.
You've got a replay, and
Yep.
we'll take a look at it. Bringer of Rain and Swan Lake.
Yeah, Swan Lake was was my long shot last time.
Yeah.
And you're going to watch her win at 5-2. Made this morning line maker look silly, but they're going to bet these Carlos David horses.
Yeah.
I get it. It's like they knew.
They did.
He tried not to win this race. Speaking of Melvis Gonzalez, he had to watch him have to keep him together here because he's trying to get some popcorn in the stands.
Yeah.
Drifting, but he guts it out when he put his mind back on business. He got it done. Irad's going to get aboard today. This is such a Jekyll and Hyde kind of horse.
I don't trust him
no.
at all. He's he's very tough to trust. Very wide open.
Yeah, Ronnie's
race.
best bet, I'm assuming, is the 1
Yeah.
because he had him singled, and he looked good winning last time.
He did.
Waters are deeper today. This is a heck of a race. A Nestle scratch yesterday to run today. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Race number 10, it's an overnight handicap. The Extravagant Kid
Your old buddy.
Stakes. My buddy. I went to 2 different Breeders' Cups with him in 2020, 2021. 15 races he won, claimed for $62,000. And he's living a good life at Saratoga.
Right.
Yep, just
Earned almost over $2 million?
No, just over $1 million.
Oh, okay.
But the Golden Alquaz Sprint winner,
sprint, right?
Group 1 at Dubai World Cup. Anyway.
Brendan Walsh.
Yeah,
right?
Brendan Walsh and Dars Racing, just an amazing horse. I can't speak. He taught me a lot, which was what a good horse is supposed to do, and an exciting race to pay homage to him. Now, the 1, Abrier Caminos, I looked at this horse many times.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it. He carried 115 last time to win.
Yeah, we'll show it to you. It's
Yeah.
a good effort, though.
It was.
Now, we haven't seen him since. That's a problem. July 7th, I get it. Where you been? I get it, but I like the fact that Amador Sanchez is going to come back in a stakes race, going to run him in a stakes race. He's not in your picture right now, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
I promise you, he does win this race, okay?
You don't win like that.
No, you don't. Not like that at all. Look, he's like a wild horse here through the stretch. Waters are a lot deeper today, but he's going to get some hitting up front. The horses to beat, the favorites, we can poke some holes in him.
can.
Your horse, I don't know where his form is. Maybe it's back here at Gulfstream. But he should be playable at what should be. It's a tough race. He should be a square price, too.
Yeah, the 7 Okiro, the race at Woodbine was not great. Just really, it says folded, and that was really what it was. It's such a different Tapeta than we've got here, and this horse has a local win. And when you switch into the Saffie Joseph barn, and this is a great post.
I know, but he switched into the Saffie Joseph barn last time.
But at Woodbine.
But that track is supposed to be his track, the way he runs.
Yeah, they didn't bet him, to be fair.
No, they did not bet him at all. I wish he had run better. That's all. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah.
He's really slow. I know we don't like to get into the figures, but he's looking up at a lot of these horses, and we'll see what we get today. Where's Edgard? I mean, he's not going to ride this horse either. I don't know. We'll see. Probably going to take an underlaid price. I know Edgard's on the 1, and Joel Drayden rode the 1 last time. I don't want to get into it, but you would think he would be aboard. I got to see more from him today. We'll see.
I think it would behoove everybody to keep Smithwick Spice if you're spreading. This horse has never been on the Tapeta. Yeah, talk about another cool horse. This is like the New Jersey bred of Extravagant Kids here. Made over $600,000 for the Doug Nunn barn, who does a very good job quietly with the horses that he has. And hey, he's got his main guy, Jorge Gonzalez comes and knows this horse like the back of his hand, and he gets a lot of run out of him. And just watch out.
Yeah, Doug's another guy that's going to be at Tampa, right? But he'll pick a spot here or there. Won a race here last year.
Yeah,
I think I remember you talking to him. Yeah, so good post for this horse. He's got the speed to be involved throughout. Hasn't tried the Tapeta, but who cares? I mean, I think he's dangerous because he's had such good turf form too.
Exactly. Race number 11, the finale on this Saturday card, an $8,000 non-winners of 2. Lifetime, 1 1/16 on the Tapeta. Jonathan Ocasio will ride the number 2 Wine Empire, and the number 8 Ironman Jimmy is out. Wide open race, the number 7 Barrel Craft for you.
Big drop, right?
Huge drop.
Yeah, 16 at Saratoga, quarter here on the Tapeta for Jack. That Zio, if he runs back to that race, and I'm not telling you who he is because it was a long time ago and there might be some issues going on here, they won't beat him because that race, Zio Lorenzo and Lieutenant Stan would be 1 to 5 in this race. Now, it was when you're talking about $8,000 claimers, July 12th was 10 years ago, so I don't know what we're going to get today.
Right.
But I would think he'll fire a good shot.
Let's take a look at the replay quickly of Rapture Bay, just because it was a narrow defeat last time.
Well,
we got Lomachenko.
This is going to do like West Bank really, really proud here because this is the hang job of all hang jobs. You can't lose. He doesn't want to win, and I would just tell you I know Pete Walder claims him. We know how good he is. He did not want to win, and golf clap to him. He didn't want to win, and he didn't. So
No.
good job there. But you can't lose. I'm sorry, you can't lose this race.
No, you're not supposed to. And Lomachenko, I don't have anything creative to add other than I like the trainer switch. This is the other Pete Walder
right?
horse, drawn perfect, gets straight in. He runs back to that race. That was 2 starts back for him. He's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, he's live in here, I think. A really, really good barn. The problem is he wasn't even, this Rapscallion race, the Grand Tower race, who won the race easily. I don't know. He was not involved at all last time.
It's a long time between drinks for this horse. Now, that's our 11 race card. Quickly, we'll get to the lightning round. We'll send it upstairs to Gabe Pruitt afterwards. He doesn't have a whole lot to do today as far as scratches and changes, but we'll kick it off looking back at White Abarrio's impressive comeback yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, he was supposed to win. I did a radio show with our buddy Mike Penna this morning, and he made a great comparison. When you're Alabama and you're playing Townsend State, you're supposed to win 52-3, and this is what he did. I don't think we found anything out yesterday, but I don't think that's the point either. It was just good to see him back.
Yep.
94 buyer is not going to, wow anybody or scare anybody. But again, that's not the point.
You don't want him to be peaking right now.
And he's back, and the Pegasus now is front and center. Whether they go in the Harlan's Holiday or not remains to be seen. Yep. But this was a great jumping off point. Great to see him back. For Safi, the C2 guys were all out here, and just Breeders' Cup Classic winner on a Friday at Gulfstream Park.
Yeah,
cool.
That's how it is during the championship meet and a lot of days here at Gulfstream. So it just kind of just a testament to the product that we have here. Now, tomorrow, mandatory Rainbow 6 payout. It'll be an extremely healthy pool. Get involved today, though. Today's a great day to play it, but tomorrow it will pay out.
I'm going to tell you what, don't sell today short because what a beast of a sequence it is.
Big time.
Regardless, tomorrow, big number on what is closing day of the Sunshine Meet.
Your best bet today.
Yeah, I lose all sorts of value with 2 huge scratches. It's wider than a mile in race 5, who's probably going to be 7-5 now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got Helicon.
Okay, that's much bolder best bet.
Well, but I lose some. Yeah. I've got a scratch in there, too. So we'll see 2 Jose D'Angelo runners. Your long shot?
Yeah, Foggy Note, who's kind of a lowercase long shot, lowercase L, 6-1 on the morning line.
I think it'll be decent enough. And mine is Lomachenko in the finale, another the other Pete Walder trainee in the race. That's 11 for you. We'll send it upstairs to Gabe Pruitt, Brian Nadeau, Samantha Berry, and Ron Nicoletti with you all afternoon.
Gabe's going to call the first race today. Promise you.
I hope so.
I do too.
This guy did pretty good, though. I want to give him props for that. He did. Gabe will be here. I hope so, because I'm not stepping in. We'll send it upstairs. Good luck today.